Welcome back to the Happy Time Podcast. I am Flames Kid.
I'm Lena.
And I'm Chris Cass.
No, you can't say and because you still have Hugo.
So? What that got to do with me? I introduced myself. Let him introduce himself.
And
then Hugo 3GZ.
You're still with that shit.
Yes.
Hugo 3Gs?
I thought we agreed that you were going to get rid of the 3GZ part.
Yeah, but we've had so much time to think about it that I decided to go back to it.
All right. And introduce our special guest.
All right, so the special guest is my brother.
Hi. My name is Christian for now. I didn't think of a nickname, but we'll just go with Christian. So
I'm going to call you Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie?
You got a t-shirt. Yeah. You got a t-shirt that says Rob Zombie. I'm going to call you Rob Zombie.
Compa Zombie.
The compa zombie for today.
Be careful because it might stick.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Chris Cass and Christian share the same name, so it might get a little confusing at times.
This is the reason why I emphasize for Cass to just be Cass.
No, it's Chris Cass.
Live
with it. Just like
Cass.
You want to be Hugo 3Gs?
It's 3GZ.
Shut up, Hugo 3Gs. Let me be me.
Porque I do like the Alexander, which is my middle name, but that's just long as fuck.
Hey,
can we call you Alex?
Yeah, it's
that's the one that I'm like.
Xander
Cage.
Oh my god. But Chris Cass, introduce us to the beers for today.
We are drinking Suburban Foam. Exactly. Yeah, you're on the right track.
Yeah.
So it's from where are they? Who are they again? Santa. Oh, sorry, Hermosa Brewing Company.
Okay.
And the beer is called Suburban Foam. It is a blonde ale. It is a 5.5. This is a collab beer that they did with the band The Descendants, and they have Milo on the cover.
Okay.
And then they also have like the band members on the side. So Milo, Carl, Steven, and Bill. And I picked it because I like the Descendants. I saw it and I wanted it. There was also another one that had Kool-Aid when I walked in, but they didn't have the... No, I'm serious. It was like a little Kool-Aid one, and it had the Kool-Aid man just like kind of like...
Did he run through the wall?
No, he wasn't running through the wall, but he had like the little motion.
He was running through the can.
Te la tomas, güey. You're like... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how much sugar that one has.
That's diabetes in a can.
Yeah, basically. But
you know what's... Oh, sorry. Sorry to cut you off. On the topic of Kool-Aid, we were talking with Lena's mom, right, one day, right? And she's talking about...
Damn, we gonna put our business all out there.
She don't put sugar in Kool-Aid.
She don't put sugar in Kool-Aid. I'm like, what? You tripping?
Because that's what makes content, girl. What you talking about?
Yeah, like she's like, we just put the packet into the water and that's it.
It's not like those small packets. It's like the one for like the iced tea that we use, the big...
so you should have said that.
It don't matter. She said she still don't put sugar. You supposed to put a gang of sugar on that motherfucker. What you mean? You don't put sugar. That's outrageous.
Not in the one she's talking
¿Pero que no ya
about.
tiene azúcar esa madre?
Sí, güey, pero le pones más, güey.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but the sugar for the packets don't have sugar. The packets.
Can I just say something real quick though? We here are all of Latin or Hispanic descent, so sometimes we're gonna be going in and out of Spanish.
Yeah.
So I'm no. I'm not saying
speak Spanish.
No. I'm not saying be careful, bro.
I mean, bro, know your audience.
But it just happens, man. Like
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like to stop it. I'm saying that we apologize if we do it because it just naturally comes out.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny, like, because it's kind of like
yeah. I'm not saying to stop it. Like, I like it. It's fun. But for some
this
people...
This is America. Don't speak that shit.
We don't speak that shit here, boy.
This is America. Don't get zipping them.
Oh, my God. Now we're making hip-hop references.
But yeah, all I'm saying is that it will come out sometimes. And maybe sometimes the viewers won't know what we're saying, which is fine. But I mean, if anybody needs clarification, we'll fucking break it down for him.
There you go.
Basically, just saying that shit already has a fuck ton of sugar, and like it don't need more, bro.
It doesn't. I understand those little packets. It says no sugar or no add sugar, but I'm talking about the big, like, I don't know, big box, the big tub.
You're talking about the one that comes in like in a cylinder can looking
Correct.
thing, and you just grab it from the scooper
Yeah.
and you throw it into the water, and that's it.
Oh,
That one
shit.
already comes with sugar.
You
Yeah.
get the fucking protein powders.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know they had.
Yeah.
really like that.
Those already
It's
come
about
with
the same
sugar.
thing.
I thought it was just like a little packet, like a little bag you open and you make
Okay,
a drink.
but they do sell those too.
Yeah.
They sell the little packets. So it's funny because I was on TikTok, unfortunately, and they did this thing where they grabbed one of those Simply Lemonades or Limeade, and they poured one of the packets in there, and they said that because of the I guess the size of the limeade or lemonade, it was the proper amount to put in a Kool-Aid in there. So it would be
Oh.
perfect. And honestly, it tasted really good.
Hell no, that shit was tart, acidic.
No,
Y'all-
it wasn't.
Hell
No,
yeah, that
it's
shit
good.
was acidic
was
and
good.
tarty as hell, dude. That shit left your mouth dry. I don't know what the hell y'all like about that.
It was good.
I had
what is this shit?
I had one cup and I'm just like, nope, can't do it.
No, but technically I was supposed to use a cherry packet, but I used a tropical punch, so that's kind of.
I don't think that matters, dude.
He was like, what type
It
of
matters.
fucking battery acid is this shit?
For real, dude. Like I took a little sip of it, dude. My mouth was drier than when I started drinking that shit.
Fuck,
That's being Chinese food.
that.
What?
Yeah, Chinese food.
Chinese food leaves you like fucking thirsty.
Yeah, because of the grease.
All the grease.
No, it's all the cornstarch they use.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
as
it
well.
leaves you
Oh,
like
shit.
after you eat it, you continuously want to continue drinking something because like.
I've never had that feeling. Not that I remember.
But
Doesn't
I'm
it
not talking
call,
about
like-
Panda Express. I'm
doesn't it
talking about
has, like-
legit Chinese food.
Like
Oh.
MSG or some shit like that.
It
I
does
don't know.
have
Well, the
MSG.
MSG is the good part about it, though.
Yeah, that's where the flavor comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
But-
special
I mean, a
sauce.
veces me deja con un little like. Sometimes it's like. Fuck.
Strike two.
Yeah, my bad. Nah, it's sometimes it kind of leaves me with a headache. Like after I fuck
Chinese food?
Yeah.
Like,
A little bit.
like, is it?
It's like a food coma type of like.
Well,
Oh, well, yeah,
God.
it's really heavy.
well, yeah,
too.
food
Yeah.
coma. Yeah, 'cause, I mean, think about it, dude. You're eating
You're-
noodles. You're eating rice.
Rice.
It's all carbs.
And then like the fried chicken, the way they kind of do it, like the orange
Yeah.
chicken, is
Yeah,
kind of
the chicken.
fried. So
Yeah.
Kinda? That's just super fried.
That
Yeah.
shit's deep fried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
bro.
yeah,
that
but
shit's fucking-
so the beer. Let's get into the cracking here.
All right.
Chris Cass, why don't you start us off here?
My pleasure.
Okay, it smells like weed.
Those are the hops talking, man.
Smells very hoppy.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's pretty light.
Oh yeah.
It is a blonde ale, so it is.
It's a
pretty
blonde
light.
ale, yeah. So it's kind of light. It's not a. Oh no. What happened?
This was, like,
You-
right on the line.
Well, you guys you guys are emphasizing the smell, so gotta make some smelling sounds.
You're trying to do ASMR?
I know.
No,
he's over here
no.
trying to do ASMR.
No, it's
as
because
well.
no, it's because first.
Might as well just
Crystal
lick my
said,
ears already, bro.
It's because Crystal said that it smells like
Hey, yo.
weed. I'm like, whoa, what?
I didn't say
No, I
that.
said that.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, Luis said that. So, no, it just smells like hops.
Really? Oh wait. Are they all the same beer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Oh.
all the same beer.
Wait, why would it be different?
Why
bro?
would
No,
they be different?
because I guess in the refrigerator when I saw them, I saw like a 4-pack looking at like with the logo looking at me, and then I saw a 4-pack like this.
Oh,
So I
okay.
didn't think they were the same ones.
No.
Well, bro, I needed to buy 5, and there was only 4 packs. So
I know,
what do you want
I
me to do, man?
Pretty good though, but
Yeah, it's good.
it tastes like an IPA to me.
Really?
Yeah, it does. It's because it's very.
Is it the strong aftertaste? That's,
It has
It's
like-
probably the hop. It uses well, like Crystal pointed out just now, it's dry hopped crushable American blonde ale with Citra and cashmere hops.
Cashmere hops is new to us. I
Is it?
don't recall it being in many of the beers we've
That's
tried.
true.
yeah.
It's usually like
the
Citra,
Citra. Yeah.
and
I think the Citra is no, it's not that.
I don't know, but honestly, I could drink this.
I think
This
it's
is
pretty
nice.
good. It has like a slightly bitter aftertaste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what's kind of like not doing it for me. It's not.
Hey, I mean,
Yeah, I
you
could
know,
drink one,
Yeah.
and then
That's it.
yeah, honestly, we're not gonna get into the rating yet, but
No, it's too early for that. No, what I want to get into is Christian Alexander over there.
there you go.
I wanna.
We'll go with that. It's a little long, but we'll go with that.
That's cool, man. I want to get into what do you do, man?
Well, right now,
Introduce yourself. What do you do?
Where
You're
you
new to the
from?
podcast.
Where do
Nobody
you
knows anything
live?
about
Where's
you.
your social?
What are your
Yeah.
beliefs?
What hospital was I born in? You know.
What kind of Jesus do you believe in?
Are you associated with this
None.
street?
Oh, here's a good one. What kind of women do you like?
That is a good one.
You know where I got that from. I know you know where I got that
Yeah,
from.
yeah. bro.
Of course I do.
Tall woman with a big ass.
Hey, there you go, Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, Alexander's my middle name, but I'm thinking of making that my artistic name. Going with that is because I'm a musician. But let's start from the beginning. So
There you
basically,
go.
right now I'm 24 years old. I'm in that stage where like I gotta fucking hella hustle for like a bunch of shit. So I'm going to work and school and I have projects. It's just me and my brother. We live with a roommate, and like we basically kind of have to do shit on our own, like where it's chores and all that stuff. Cause like I have a lot of friends and even acquaintances that still like they live with their parents or whatever, and it's just like I see the different styles of living, and kind of just like damn, back then it was a lot more chill living with my parents.
It was a lot more easier.
Yeah,
It's because you weren't doing that much, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's kind of something where I've learned where like my parents used to do a lot for us, well, especially my mom.
Mhm.
And then when Lena moved,
And she still continues to.
and when Lena moved in, it's kind of around the time my parents started to like kind of go to Mexico and kind of stay there for days or weeks and
Mhm.
stuff. So like Lena kind of picks up where my mom used to do. So I kind of see what she goes through, and it kind of just like makes me realize that it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh, so
She's
you're talking about
flicking me
that?
off.
So you're talking about that one time she stayed over and she never left?
Damn.
Wait, you mean the time like now? It's still going on. She still
Oh,
hasn't
so
left.
she-
Yeah, she still hasn't left, bro.
But instead of flicking him off, you flick me
Hey,
off.
hey, I did leave. I
She's
left
like,
for 2 weeks.
you know what? This is kind of comfortable. I get used to this.
I like it here. You know what's funny? It was my 21st birthday where I got so.
So fucked.
Yeah.
She really didn't leave that day.
I mean, I couldn't go anywhere else, so I just stayed over. And then next thing you know, I had a whole backpack full of clothes, and I just was like, you know what? I might stay here. There's a lot of food here.
Like, I don't have this shit at home.
You're
bro.
like, wait. The real reason was like, wait, my mom's not here? Fuck
Oh,
it.
No. I moved out from my mom's place at 17.
Damn.
So, yeah, that wasn't it, but I was still missing the food.
Respect.
My mom.
Then let me reiterate. My mom can't reach me here? Fuck it.
No, I was a few miles further from my mom, so I was like, yeah, I like it here. No, but you know what? Like, there's parking on the street here, and then there's like a Target. There's like 3 Targets near here.
Now-
This is like the optimal place to live. So
Honestly, dude.
Yeah, weirdly
you,
enough.
you want to go places? The 710's right there. The 405's over there. And the 105's
Hey, you're
down there.
giving out too much information here.
What? They don't know what direction I'm pointing in, Crystal.
So you're saying you're at least near certain freeways.
That's very
We live
true.
in Compton,
Yeah,
guys.
I am giving away.
If you ever want a signed autograph from the cast,
The
we are
coordinates
located
are-
here.
the
exact coordinates are-
Coordinates 00. No, I'm just kidding.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's too many coordinates.
That's the coordinates.
No, that's
the
too little coordinates. Coordinates are like, I want to say 10 to 15
Longitude
digits,
and
right?
the latitude.
The longitude and the latitude are like 15 digits at least. I think.
No, I think it's like 5 digits each. No.
Nah, fuck no, dude. They're not that short.
Yeah,
Look,
they are.
a hacker
be honest,
eventually is
I
going to know
forgot.
the address here, and they're just going to come through like, hey, what's up? We want an autograph from
1,
the
2,
cast.
3, Candy Cane Lane.
Oh my god.
There you go.
You know,
Oh, Candy Cane Lane's over there in that direction. I was gonna say something stupid again, but then I caught myself.
Oh,
No, but
man.
continue to listen about yourself. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, we apologize for
Nah,
going
it's
on
all
a
good.
tangent.
It's all good. But yeah, that's basically kind of where I'm at right now. Like,
So you're
you know,
famous.
fucking not yet. I want to be, but not so much. I want to be, but it'd be a pretty good place.
You enjoy
to
it.
be
You're
at,
not doing it
'cause-
for the fame. You like doing the art.
Yeah, because to get into it, I have a band. Its name is Lost Paradigm.
Follow them on Instagram.
Thank you.
Shoot the ads. Shoot
This is
everything,
the
bro.
plug, yeah.
Yeah,
At
that's
Lost
the plug-in
Paradigm.
right here.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, all of this will be posted in the description of this episode. So.
Nice,
Yeah, it
nice,
would be
nice.
posted in the description in the video below.
Yeah, we have an Instagram right now. We're working on getting a lot of content out because
What's the at?
It's just lost _ paradigm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Man, people are gonna just try to look for lost paradigm. Be like, what
You
the
should
fuck,
spell
where
out
are
the
you,
word
brother?
paradigm.
Yeah. I was gonna say paradigm is not such a common word. It's.
I mean, you can find it on Google. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Paradigm. I don't know why the fuck the G is there, but I mean, you know that the English language is kind of.
So
It don't
paradigm.
make a sense.
Yeah.
Paradigm.
Paradigm.
It's funny because before you named your band that way, the only other time I had heard that was, and I'm a wrestling fan. For those that don't know, for those who follow wrestling, in WWE he was known as Dean Ambrose. In AEW he's known as John Moxley, and his finisher in AEW is called the Paradigm Shift. So that's the only other time I had heard that word aside from your
That's
band.
actually a dope ass name.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is
Where did the name come from for the band?
So, we're coming up with a lot of names, and I remember I think the very first one was like Call It Fate or something like that. But like it
Hey.
sounded
Bring
very
me the horizon sound.
Yeah.
No. Escape
30
the Fate.
seconds to Mars.
Escape the Fate. That sounds too close to like Escape the Fate with Ronnie Radke.
Yeah, but then like something about it like sounded really religious.
I think it was the fate part.
Yeah,
It's like
and I was-
Christian rock.
And I was just like, nah, bro, like
Reliant
It ain't
K.
it.
never mind. And we had like a bunch of ideas, but just none of them like stuck. And then like I thought of Lost Paradise, and I was like, nice, like that does sound pretty cool.
What is it? Noise.
Noise.
I need a sound clip
Yeah,
of that.
noise.
Hey, I need a sound clip of that from Hugo.
For sure.
That's his like main word.
Yeah.
His catchphrase.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then from there, we're like, what do you guys think? And I guess the bandmates liked it, but we're just kind of like, I don't know, though. Like, and I guess one of my friends, he's really into Avenged Sevenfold, and there was a song called Paradigm, which was like he was really into it. He's like, I like the word paradigm.
Okay.
And I was like, because obviously Paradise sounds a lot
Like
similar,
paradigm.
yeah. So like, what if we just go with Paradigm? And at first it was just Paradigm by itself,
Yeah.
but at the same time I was like,
I wanna
don't know,
lose
like-
it.
Yeah.
No, interestingly enough, one of the bandmates said like, why do we have to be lost though?
Yeah.
Because you can't find her music.
The other thing you actually forgot to mention, because that was kind of part of the process, not as much as
Okay,
but-
Hugo. Okay.
No, but
This is
he
where
did
Hugo
say-
credits himself.
Manager Hugo.
No,
right
he
here.
actually forgot to mention there is a band called Paradise Lost.
Oh yeah. That was the thing.
Oh.
So it's just
Well, you do realize that that's a poem, right?
Yeah.
No.
Paradise Lost.
Oh,
Is
I
it
didn't know
called-
that.
You guys like The Used?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They released a song. I think it's called Paradise Lost or Lost Paradise or something like that.
Then again, like I've seen that happen because there's a band called Of Mice and Men, which
Yeah,
is a
there is.
famous book.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm not sure that was basically like the most important part, but like I guess when that happened, we're like, how about just Paradigm? But I was like, I thought of like keep the lost part because it sounds more, I guess, ambiguous. It sounds more like
It sounds mysterious.
So-
yeah,
Mysterious. and
So for our
interesting.
listeners who don't know, what does paradigm mean?
Paradigm means basically like it's like a pattern of patterns.
Confusion. So you're
Yeah.
lost in
So you
confusion.
stay lost.
Yeah, so basically a paradigm is more of like a whole concept of what makes up something like a big paradigm. Say like a paradigm of like I guess humans is like, oh, we go to work, we do this, we pursue ambitions, we live. Like it's just all those are patterns, and not all those is what makes up maybe like the common society of life or something like that. But that could go into a lot of things. But
Mm-hmm.
a paradigm is kind of that. It's like it's a concept of patterns. That's the best way I can kind of explain it.
That's
So
funny.
you're lost in the concept of patterns.
Yeah. So I was just kind of like, and the reason why is like going more into it. Like what I like to talk about in our music is a lot of like human emotions,
Mm-hmm.
but going into like more specific kind of things. Like the last song we're writing, I called it Parallel, and the reason why it's like it's having the desire and the possibility of being with someone, but just circumstances in life don't let you, or you know that it's ideal not to be with that person.
So parallel basically to lines that never
Yeah.
touch.
Yeah. So it's
Damn.
like it's
Noise.
not
So are you
That's
gonna have a
deep as
song?
fuck.
So are you gonna have a
That
song
cuts.
called Perpendicular?
maybe the follow up, bro.
the acute angle.
When you
The
get it,
obtuse angle.
to whoever it is for, like whoever is running parallel and they can't get together, once it actually happens, that's your pillow.
No, that's your perpendicular.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
perpendicular.
yeah,
sorry.
that's perpendicular.
There you go.
But yeah,
That's
like,
what I meant.
from experience, I've been in situations like that, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's diving into like specific emotions, and that's kind of where my thought process goes for writing music. It's not always about love, or it's not always about that, but
Yeah.
it's just something where I don't know, like if it's an emotion like you feel about like maybe getting chased by something, and then
Life.
like go into it and exaggerate it and kind of stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's where like my thought process goes into writing lyrics.
That's cool, man.
It's not
And-
a bad process.
yeah, and out of all the band, are you the one that solely writes lyrics for the band?
Yes, mainly right now. Yes, I do get help from my bassist.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to shoot names out there, you can.
Yeah. So I guess right now, shout out to Ruben because he has helped me make some of the lyrics, especially for like I guess our best song at the moment. They're called "Or So They Say." That's
Or
when
so they say?
Yeah, "Or So They Say." That's our closer.
That's the one you guys make us,
Yeah,
participate.
yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Well, not make us. We're
Well, yeah,
we're
yeah.
glad to help out, but that's
Yeah,
the one where
I mean,
You better
mention
fucking
it.
clap to this
Yeah.
song, okay?
Yeah, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's the one where I always do that. Where like after the solo, I raise the hands for people to clap, and
Yeah.
usually I feel like that song is up there for us because it's very powerful. I guess
Mhm.
that's would be the best way to describe it.
Now, have you guys released anything like an EP, anything, any demos, nothing like that?
Nothing.
No,
Nothing
just-
official.
No, nothing official.
Not even a
'cause-
SoundCloud. Nothing.
The reason why is so we started this project back in 2020,
Yeah.
and like this took a long time because basically we all got back into it. Like I played guitar in high school, but I left it for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and I started pursuing animation.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know, like I don't know what it was that maybe I didn't see it as a real thing back in the day of like trying to be a musician. So I was like, what else am I into? And I was a lot into drawing, so I was just like, I really like doing this,
Yeah.
so why not pursue it?
Mm-hmm.
And I did have fun, but something about it I always felt out of place. Because like when I go to school for it, a lot of people are like, oh, this fucking game developer and this comic book artist and like fucking
Yeah, and you
Fable.
don't know shit about
I
it.
didn't know any fucking names, bro, like at all.
Yeah.
And the people were like naming like comic book artists, fucking graphic designers left and right.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have never even gotten an interest. in
Yeah.
fucking-
So it was more like a hobby.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, like I felt out of place, and at the time I was just like, oh, maybe I just need to hustle more. But the reality was that
You weren't passionate about it.
yeah, I wasn't. And
It happens, man. I mean, I think that's how you can distinguish between hobbies and actual like
passions.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because sometimes like we think we're into something. Like me, it was like I thought I was into computers for the longest time, and then I kind of gave up on it because I'm like, dude, I'm not so into it as I think I am.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of gave up to it. I still like it. Don't get me wrong. Like I'll still work
No,
on
you
it and
love
stuff.
spending your hard-earned money on tech. Oh, that's the difference.
But I mean, in reality, like I always thought of that as like something I would like to do in the future, and it just didn't pan out that way. I ended up becoming something completely different.
Yeah,
You know, so I get you, man.
No, yeah, and like to all the people who listen, like honestly, if it takes some time or you need to take a step back, sometimes it is the best thing. Because some people like they have this belief where it's like, oh, never look back, just keep pushing forward. But sometimes you need to take a step back in order to take a big step forward. Because
Yeah.
that's what's happened to me with this project and this like ambition from the start. Like I took a year and a half off from school because a lot of shit happened in life, and
Yeah.
I was just not mentally there to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Because that last semester, I mean, to not to bring down the mood, but just to be a little specific, like our mom had cancer,
Yeah.
and unfortunately she passed away, and like that was very detrimental. I remember even being in like no longer taking GEs, I was only taking like animation courses.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'd sit in my car at school, not going to my classes.
Yep.
Like,
it happens.
It was that bad. Like,
Yeah.
and like that was the thing that I was kind of looking into as well, because I was like, was that really the reason or not? Because I feel like
You
now,
use it as an excuse. Is what you're saying.
because now like I look fucking forward to going to school. Like dude,
Because you're doing something that you love, bro.
Yeah,
that's,
bro,
That's
like-
why.
like right now, if I was going through the same shit, I go to school to distract myself from it instead of being like, oh, like fuck that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of works as both. It helps you distract yourself from what's going on,
Yeah.
but you can also take those emotions and pour it into the music.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And it helps you be, it helps you create.
Yeah.
So it kind of works both ways for you.
Yeah, it's a beautiful kind of like escape from reality, and then you get to create something beautiful out of it.
It's like I've always said, like, I don't care what artist you are. Like my band preferences or whatever the fuck I like is completely like negligent to what I'm about to say. But when you're an artist in pain, you tend to write the best shit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
I could say because that's kind of like how it started for me.
Yeah.
Because I remember, going through a lot of shit. I started playing guitar again, and that was kind of a little escape. And like while that was happening, I was also kind of going through a heartbreak.
This guy was going through like the 7 stages of hell type of shit.
Yeah, bro. I was just like, fuck. Dude.
All right, Dante.
And so I think that's kind of where it started. Like I wrote a song about that chick, and then it ended up being pretty good for like the very first thing I ever wrote.
Yeah.
And now I look back, like I still have the recording, and I'm like, damn, I was fucking depressed.
I was going through it.
I was fucking hurt.
God damn. And it's funny because I think that we all have that. Like, for example, me. I'll give you an example. Me, it's my Facebook history. And I know Lena's looking at me like fucking crazy. But for me, it's my Facebook history because back then, like, between like 2011 and like 2014, it was nothing but depressing shit that I was posting on fucking Facebook. But it was because realistically, like, I was going through a lot back then. So now, like, sometimes when the days come up and the history goes like, oh, remember this day? And then
it's like, here's a happy memory.
yeah, and it tells you, and I'm like reading this shit. I'm like, fuck, like I was fucked up back then.
Like, damn, this is cringy as fuck.
Yeah, it is. It is. And shit happens, like it's just like you have to kind of like learn to go like live with the pain until you become something with it.
It's because we're also younger, so we didn't know how to vent.
Yeah.
And Facebook was like, I'm feeling like shit. Man. Let me post it in a nice way.
Hey, you're like, I want to kill myself, and then at the bottom, feeling like shit.
You forgot the hashtag.
No, hashtag was Twitter. Twitter started the hashtag.
No.
Facebook didn't have hashtag.
Facebook did not have.
Hey, but some of you guys don't feel the same thing at the same time where you look back, you're like, what a bitch. Because I look back, I'm like, nah, bro.
I did not just post this.
That?
I did not just post this back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because another thing I learned from that is like someone who's really, really going through it, bro, does not post about it. To be honest, they make like maybe like one fucking post or whatever to like say something, but like someone who's really going through it is not posting stories, is not posting, hey, like I'm feeling like shit. Like, nah, that's you are a fucking attention whore, and you know it.
Yeah,
shit, bro.
Yeah, that's usually like nowadays it's a little bit different with social media. Because you see like a lot of posts and you're like, oh god,
they're all fucking snowflakes, bro. Like,
no. And I was telling
Careful,
Flames Kid about
cancel
this.
culture listens to this.
They really do.
I don't care.
But I was telling Flames Kid how you can't believe anything on social media anymore because all they want are
views.
For
your attention
views.
span.
They just want you to stay on that video looping so that they can get all the views and all the. It's all monetized now, so it's nothing real. Like it's all just kind of like
clickbait.
black. Yeah.
So where this conversation came from was because I've been following a page, I think on Facebook. It's like these Latino I guess
meme pages,
entrepreneurs, right?
Okay,
that's the best way to describe them.
Yeah.
And they started off as being like marriage counselors. So like they would give you advice about how to protect your marriage, how to like keep your wife happy, that kind of stuff. And
happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And I mean, they would do skits and they would do this and that, right? But then they kind of grew into this thing where they wanted to make a business. So what happened was they bought a ranch, right? And then they started building a house. And in the process, they built like this little stable, and they would host like quinceañeras and stuff like that. And that was kind of their business. Like they would sell packages to people who couldn't afford like big quinceañera parties, but they would make it affordable for them to like do a photo shoot, a small little party here and there, whatever. So in the process of all this couple got into it with each other because I guess he was doing shit and she was just tired of dealing with it. So they split up. and it was kind of like drama back and forth. And I mean, that caught the attention of a lot of people because, you know, they were giving out fucking advice, and then now they're the ones fucking going through it, and they didn't follow their own advice, kind of shit. So I was telling Lena about it, and I'm like, dude, like, it's fucking stupid. Like, why, you know, like, the shit that these people go through, you know? And they've split up. They've gotten back together. They split up again, and they were going through a divorce. Now they're back together.
What the
So,
fuck?
yeah, it's stupid. So I was telling Lena about that shit, and she's like, yeah, you just can't believe anything you see on social media anymore because it's all for, like, clout. It's all for, like, following.
Yeah.
And I get it. You know, they were trying to make their money by putting their business out there, but at the end of the day, it makes them look like idiots. You know?
It's because they used that drama, whether it was real or not. They used that drama to get more views, more attention to their pages because they were putting on all their business out there, and it was like really like personal stuff that they were saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then it just kind of makes them look dumb for like airing out all their stuff.
Dirty laundry.
Yeah, dirty laundry, and then now they're back together like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's really weird. Whether it was real or not, we don't know. But I feel like it was more just for like clout or just for like attention.
They must have lost followers then. Also because they're like, hey, what
Yeah,
happened
but
to this fake happy couple, and now putting out your drama
But
instead of
people
getting
were really
attention.
in tune to
Yeah, but
it
that's
was a
that's the thing.
long thing of drama. They were putting
Oh.
out videos of minutes to like of just this is what she did. and
Just
this is-
ranting at each other.
Yeah, but I
Aw.
mean, I'm sure they lost like followers like that have been following them for a while, but they gained a lot more
They
because
were
they wanted
really
to keep
in
up with the
tune
drama.
to the drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one. He was in tune to the drama.
I was. I mean, I love drama. What can I
I
say?
mean, I guess this is the only reason why the Kardashians are famous.
Maybe.
Well, not
You
the
know what?
only
No
reason.
one knows.
Aren't they also famous for the greatest comeback story ever?
Thanks to Chris Pratt.
wait. Hugo doesn't get it.
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah, bro. She has the greatest comeback story ever.
Come back.
Yeah. Because in the movie, she gets a little coner back.
Oh, makes sense. I mean, I
think
could have
there
just
was
been more straightforward, but like, oh,
How more straightforward do you want
it's about the SEX tape.
Bro.
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is, but I said in the movie,
Nah,
she gets a
bro.
little coner back too.
Like, society doesn't even know why the fuck they're famous. Because, like, I remember, I think she was part of a commercial, and they had her, like announcing some shit, I think for
Yeah.
T-Mobile or whatever. And, like, you know how they put, like, the profession, like, under
Yeah.
their fucking names?
Yeah.
This one just said famous person.
What the
I
fuck?
think that was just negligent, so they wouldn't have to put what she was famous for.
For real.
So I would blame that on negligence, but not innocent negligence. They're guilty of
Nah,
negligence.
yeah.
I mean, realistically, what are they famous for?
Well, first of all, they are the daughters of
Well,
one
Rob
of the-
Kardashian.
Well,
yeah.
Rob
they're-
Kardashian, and he got
he was
famous with the whole
O.J.
O.J.
Simpson.
Simpson
They're
case.
famous because their mom pimped them out
Honestly,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
effectively.
She's the momager.
Mm-hmm.
She plans out their lives and keeps them relevant.
They're
And
like,
you can see
"Damn."
it. You could see it through even like Kendall Jenner, who is like the least problematic person, or
Hell,
supposedly.
if I give a fuck or
But
no.
no. I'm just saying because I never watched the show, but I on social media there's a bunch of clips on how she didn't know what she was gonna do with
So
her
you
life.
watched the show.
There's a
No,
bunch
I
of
never
memes.
seen it.
There's a bunch of memes.
No,
too.
no, but there's like a lot of clips of the show where it's like she didn't know what she was gonna do, and so the mom was like, "We're gonna put you in modeling." So she took like lessons from like really high end people, and then she was terrible. But she's like, you know what, you need to figure it out. And so now she's one of the highest paying models, and she barely even works. Like,
not
that's insane.
trying to discredit your argument or anything you
Leland
just said.
knows, like, all the
but-
lore, bro.
But no. But how real can that reality TV be?
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch the show. I'm being legit. I swear to God, I don't watch the show.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that because I don't want people to think, oh my God, she watches the show. I
don't
could
know.
care less.
Like my tocayo said, you kind of just know all the lore.
I said one thing. I said one thing.
You said one thing more than I knew.
You're well informed. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess she's just very famous because of her assets.
You get it.
No, I don't get it.
No, I mean, I think that they're famous because they try
Have
to stay
money.
relevant with
They stay
the
relevant.
people around them.
Yeah,
So
that's
like
true.
Kim with Kanye,
No, it
Kendo
started
with
with Ray J.
Tyga, and then Travis Scott.
Isn't there a Travis Barker in there?
Oh,
now?
yeah.
Oh
Travis
yeah,
Barker.
now Travis Barker. Yeah.
Dang.
The never mind.
Nah.
Happy days, happy days.
No, no, no.
Kendo and Bad Bunny.
I was gonna say
Oh, that's
that
true.
every
That's
guy
true.
that they ever date, there's like lore about every guy that they ever date ends up
Ruined, yeah.
Yeah, ruined. Like Scott Disick.
And you really know a lot about them, don't you?
No. This is common knowledge. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, Scott Disick,
She's
and
like,
then
what
Kanye
chapter
West.
do you want? Let me pull that
There
shit
is
out.
nothing wrong with Kanye West.
There's everything wrong with that, man.
Oh no, we're not gonna start this again. We're not doing this again.
Yeah, y'all don't want to do this again.
That motherfucker has spiraled into the abyss of
I
no
know.
return, bro.
For real.
Alright.
Right.
My boy just calls it like he sees it. All right.
Mm.
Let's
Yeah.
just leave it. Let's
Kanye.
just leave it at that. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay, so I know we got kind of off topic here with the whole
the
Kanye West, Kim Kardashian stuff, but when are you planning to release an EP or an album so we can follow you on Spotify?
For sure, at the end of this year. The end of this year is like when not only just release content, but start having consistent content. That's my goal. Like, because something we want to do is release singles first,
Nice.
and maybe every once a month, maybe every 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
and stay kind of relevant. As in, whoever starts following us will be like, hey, we're gonna release of this, and this. Because
It gives people something to look forward to.
Yeah, because
So
I'm like,
so why not just get enough material to get like an EP out and release?
that's the thing. Like,
or is what you're referring to consistent releases of EPs? Because that's kind of a lot of music.
No.
If you
Yeah,
ask me.
that's a lot of. Because what I'm thinking is maybe a couple singles from a couple months, and then release an EP. Reason being is like if we
Okay.
release all our shit in one.
No.
go,
Yeah, I understand.
It's like, all right, they release their shit, and then we become irrelevant for like anything else. Not to say that like
yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
I'm tooting my own horn, like, oh yeah, we're gonna be relevant as fuck as soon as we like.
No, but at least
But-
it gives people something to look forward
No.
to, and it keeps you giving the listeners something versus one whole album. They can listen to it and be like, oh, that's cool, and that's it.
And you're already practicing what bands these days, like big bands, do these days, anyways.
Yeah.
You know, they release basically like half their fucking album in singles,
Mm-hmm.
and then they release a freaking album later with 6 more songs, and you're just like, well, great, now I got a 6 fucking song album.
Yeah, pretty much. Because
Yeah.
I'm just like, because also I would say we're very close, but I still feel like we're finding our sound a little bit, and because we're still kind of ranging. I'm not. It's better than.
I think
before,
you
for
guys
sure.
got it on lock. You guys just haven't realized it yet.
Yeah, I think you
I
guys
think
have a
so.
better handle on things.
Because
right
you're,
now.
to me, this is my personal opinion. To me, all your guys' music sounds similar.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it sounds the same. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that you are in my head. You already have a specific tone.
You have a
So
sound.
so when you say, "Hey, I have a new song," I kind of already know what it's gonna sound like
Nice.
because you have already established that in my head.
Yeah, I feel like for sure we've gotten better at it. Because like when we started, like the 5 songs that we had before, it was all over the fucking place. To be honest.
It's okay to have certain things a little out of the norm, just
Yeah.
to like keep it interesting.
Yeah, and we still do because like I said, well, look, let's go through the whole process of like why we've taken a while. Because back when we started in 2020, we all picked up our instruments from scratch. Like for me, I hadn't played guitar in years, and then it was 5 of us, and like my other friend, the other guitarist, he also had not played in years. Like we all got into it in high school, but we left it. So we picked it back up, getting better at it again. I was basically a noob again. Like I knew how to play fucking Nirvana songs and maybe like a couple other shit, but
Yeah.
it wasn't anything like fascinating per se. And
It's cool, bro. All I knew how to play was Blink-182 songs.
and then like my friend that was a drummer, he also picked up like out of scratch. The bassist also picked it up out of scratch. So back then we were just learning covers and all that shit. Like we were starting a band, but it was nowhere near like where we are today. And then we hired a friend as a lead singer, but back then he wasn't keeping up with the progress that we wanted, and I felt like our style was not suited for him.
Yeah.
And maybe like a lot had to play. That put a lot into play because he wasn't exactly sure how to find his voice, in our music. So later on, like we separated from him, and I became the lead singer. But at that time, I was always the lead guitarist, so I had like no intention of singing. I was always like, yeah, I'll do backup vocals, but
Yeah.
that time, and people would tell me, like, people that would hear me sing, they're like, hey, you sing pretty good, bro. Like, why don't you sing more often? It just never came up to me. It wasn't necessarily because I was like, oh, fuck that, or like anything like that. And so then I started taking vocal lessons, and yeah, I've come a long way. I'm confident enough to say that I could really hold my own now in singing, but that took time, and it was just like I've seen videos now, and it's like there's progress for sure, and now like I feel confident enough to record vocals, to perform live as a frontman and all that stuff. But also within that whole process, like I was the one kind of studying for music production, which is what I'm majoring in, which is commercial music, because I feel like becoming a musician, I feel like just takes a lot of practice and dedication. But to actually learn about the industry, how it works, how to produce your own music, how to function in a studio, how to know what goes what type of gear you need and all that stuff, that's something that you actually need to learn.
So that's your take on music.
Yeah, because
the gear, the perspective, the technical part of it.
Yeah, I feel like career-wise, that is, because there's a lot of room for that. Like,
but what I'm trying to say is that's what drives you in music, like the technical part of it. Like you like knowing the technical stuff.
Yes and no, because I'm really passionate about performing as well. Like I'm really passionate about being a musician. But the reason I pursued commercial music, that's like the title of the major, and not just like a music degree, is because with a music degree you become a really good musician and you learn theory, and you're basically like a theory nerd by the end of it. But for me, I was just like, I'm not saying that that's insignificant, but knowing studio, knowing how the industry works, knowing all that
is more important.
Yeah, because it sets a path for your career. Like I took a music business class, and I learned about copyright. I learned how to promote your brand, which is your band, but you don't have to treat it like, oh, I just offer music. Like you have to treat it more as a brand of like, what does your brand offer? Why should we care? Who are you?
You're learning how to apply what you learn in music, how to apply it in the real world. Because if you're just performing, you're just a great performer. But then, okay, like this is who we are, this is how we present it, this is how we want to get compensated for it. So
yeah, like music isn't just an art. Like it's a business.
Yeah.
It's basically you're an entrepreneur, and how to get yourself out there, and also knowing how to produce my own music. I don't have to go to a studio and pay someone to do it for me.
Yeah. Now the only reason I say that is because I like music for a different reason. I like the more artistic version, the more artistic side to it, you know? So it's just it's kind of weird for me to find, like, because I know we both like music a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's kind of weird for me for you to like music to the level that I do, but to see it in a different perspective and a different side to it. So that's the only reason I'm asking. I was just like, okay, so this guy likes the business side of it.
Yeah, I like everything, right? Because also, like, obviously, because for me, like I said, I love performing. Like, I literally get chills when I go on stage. Like,
that's good, man. That's good.
It's something that I can't explain. Like, I feel happy as fuck. Like, looking at a crowd performing and all that, and like that comes a long way. But I guess for me, the decision of majoring in more in production was more on the logical side, because I'm like, with commercial music you have a lot of skills where you could also work in the industry as something else, not just a musician. Because then, like, as a musician, like solely being just a musician, it's like you always need to look for gigs and see like where you could just participate. But being more on the technical side, you could work in studios, you could work as an audio engineer and just setting up studios. You could produce for people, get like, there's so much room for work, basically.
And to learn, I feel like you're also saving yourself some struggle in finding people to do that stuff for you, because you're able to do it for yourself now. You at least have more knowledge than majority of artists themselves, because they just usually kind of what is it, like they hand off those responsibilities. They
Yeah.
delegate
To other
that.
people, yeah.
Yeah, they delegate it, and you don't really have to. You at least know a little bit more than typical. I don't want to be too general, but like just more than certain artists.
Yeah, like a lot
Okay,
of artists are just.
I feel like there could be artists out there that maybe even have their artistic feel or their music could be 10 times better than yours, but nobody knows about it because they don't know how to expose themselves to the industry
Yeah, they don't.
for them to get the recognition. Like, wow,
That's a very good point.
Yeah,
their music
a
is
very
so
good
good.
point.
Like, we should get people to listen to them, but I mean,
they don't know how to do
and
it.
they don't know how to do it, and so they're
Yeah.
always gonna be that great great band with
Yeah.
really good music, but they're only known
Because
locally.
there's a lot of people who are artists. They're creating a lot, but they're not studying in how to like the industry, and you're at least learning about it. So
Yeah.
you're kind of knowing how to navigate what you're gonna do, kind of planning it in your head, and kind of seeing how you can use tools and certain roles to like help boost yourself. So I feel like you're kind of coming up with this plan in your head on how the hell you're gonna get it to blow up eventually. Yeah, and you're just waiting for that moment to feel ready.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Yeah.
leading with that, that's the reason why like we've been taking forever to release music, because we've had a lot of setbacks. Like it was starting from scratch.
Right.
So it was like we were all learning our instrument. We didn't have any like, and all the band members had like a different taste in music.
Yeah.
Which is a double-edged sword, because it was hard to come to a compromise, but at the same time, thanks to that, I'm confident enough to say that when I hear my music, I like it, but I also don't distinguish with other bands. I could say like, oh, it has inspirations.
You think that that's a you sound? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You know that that's a you sound.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I could say like, oh yeah, it has inspirations from this or that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm never like, oh, they just sound like Arctic
So-and-so.
Monkeys, or they just sound like, because I've listened to other bands like on Spotify that are more like low key, but then sometimes I get that, oh, like, oh, they just sound like Arctic Monkeys, or they sound like The Strokes, or they sound like Blink-182. Like it's always kind of like, oh, they sound like this band.
They use their inspiration too much to
Yeah.
like try to be the same.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like it was a double-edged sword, because since we had a lot of different, I guess, influences, it made kind of a unique sound. Subjectively, I mean, I think it's good. Hopefully the masses think it's good.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's very subjective, so I can't really say for sure. But yeah, the setback was that it was the thing of the singer. It was a thing of like me improving and taking up the role of being the front man.
Right.
And yeah, so it's been kind of years in the making, but I feel like we're finally in the stage where we can get the ball rolling. That's the reason why I've taken up more shows now, and that's the reason like we started recording more. And right now we do have demos recorded, but it's just like I know that it's not the final product of what
You
we
can
want
make
to
it
be.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, look, seeing it from like like you said, a business perspective, I would want you to release those demos.
Yeah, I think they'll do pretty well. Like your music
so
is
you
great.
You get an idea, and I mean, you can label them as demos. You don't have to say, "Oh, this is our like final product." You know,
Right.
label them as demos so that you can get kind of like the exposure. Because believe it or not, like coming from a person who likes music, like from artists that sometimes are not out there, I sometimes search for these artists, and I'm like, "Fuck!" Like release your shit, you know, and I'll go looking for them, and I can't find them. And it would be amazing for like, you know, for a band that I like the music of, to release at least a demo, to give me an idea of what I'm gonna be expecting with the full release. And with like a band like yours, maybe you guys want to take a little bit more time to practice and release a full EP, but at least for now, release an EP to the songs that you guys are already playing, because you guys are already doing shows. I know you have an upcoming show in September, and the thing is like, us as fans, like we want to be able to know your music a bit before we kind of see you. And like if we see your name listed somewhere, like for example, like, you know, it's a big example, but like shows like, you know, Aftershock, you know, things that have like a lot of bands listed on there. Typically smaller bands, you'll see them at the bottom in small little letters, right? And if you see the name on there, you want to be able to say, oh shit, I've heard of these guys, like these is, you know, this whatever. And even if it's only demos that you've released to that point, I think that helps, like, not only push you guys to, obviously more to higher levels, but I think it also helps out with exposure, So right now that you guys are, performing and you guys are going out there and doing bar shows, it's also good to have some music out there. Whether it's 1 or 2 songs, something that if I say, fuck, like these guys, let me look them up on Spotify, Lost Paradigm, boom, 1 song, cool. Like, at least I know that you'll release music in the future, and I'll start following you.
Right.
That kind of thing,
That is a good point.
That's just the way I see it. And that's coming from a music fanatic. Because, like I say, when I go to shows sometimes, and I see bands that, like, oh, shit, like, I like this music, I'll literally, that's the first thing I'll do, Spotify, boom. I'll give you an example. I went to a show. Who did we go see at the Pomona? Surf Curse?
Pomona.
Was it Surf Curse?
No.
Where?
Who was it?
Pomona?
Yeah, Pomona.
Oh, TJP.
Tijuana Panthers.
Tijuana Panthers. So there was a band there that was playing a show, right? And I swear to you, dude, like, I couldn't, like, these guys played before Tijuana Panthers, right? And realistically speaking, like, I only know 1 or 2 Tijuana Panthers songs. So I went to the show mostly for Chris Cass and, to obviously to give him some company, and because I like the music too. So the band that was playing before Tijuana Panthers was a band called Israel's Arcade. Never heard of these motherfuckers. Never. But the last song they played was a hype song. It's usually the hype song.
Yeah.
When they were playing the song, dude, I was like all hyped up. I was like, oh, this shit's lit.
He loved it.
The first thing I did.
Are you sure you weren't just high?
Yeah, that too. But I went to Spotify. The first thing I did, Spotify. Boom. They had the music. They had the song right there. Good. I followed them. Now I follow them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, for you guys that, like you said, your hype song is usually your last song. That's the song you should already have on Spotify or on Apple Music or whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, people will end up liking your music. And if they have nowhere to follow you on, they'll forget about it.
Yeah.
A day later, they'll say, oh, shit, like, what was the name of that band? And it's gone. You had the opportunity right then and there to have a new follower, So I think that as you guys are performing now more music, you guys should have somewhere to, like, lead your listeners to. If you like our music, go on Spotify, follow us, whatever, about at the end of the show,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to say that I think you're waiting for perfection, and I think sometimes you just kind of have to throw out some things that aren't perfect. You can always come back to, like, work on it and reprise it, but it's just a matter of getting stuff out. And I don't want to diminish the hard work that you guys have put in to the band, because you're saying that you started in 2020 and we're only in 2023. You guys have done a couple of shows, and it's always been a really good time. And to see from the very beginning of, like, just doing backyard shows at your house to seeing where you guys are at now, and your last show up in Fullerton, it was really great show, and I was really happy to make it. And so I'm just really proud of the hard work you guys have made, and all the sacrifices and all the changes you guys had to do. You're talking about the setbacks, but it's only been 3 years, and so it'll at least be good to have something out there to set a standard of where you're at now, and just see where you guys can be later on, because you're growing as not just an artist, but in the business. So you're learning more stuff on the technical side, and you're just gonna help the group grow. So I just want to, like, show your progress. Don't wait for perfection, because perfection is really, really hard to attain. A lot of the bands that we listen to nowadays, even on the radio, they didn't start where they are, like, releasing, and then they also have a lot of help. And so just get to where you need to be. You gotta just put out what you have at this moment, and you can always come back to it, always work on it. But it's a matter of just stating where you are now.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a good point to bring up, because I kind of have seen that with a couple other local bands that we have. I feel like it's just another thing. I wouldn't say it was a setback, but it's just like I want to come into agreement with the other band members. Because I remember, like, my bassist, we came to a thing where we're like, dude, like, the songs are not, like, I kind of don't like them anymore. And this was like, I think last year, like maybe beginnings of last year, where we came to a stagnant, because, like, as we got better at being musicians, we look back at our old work, and, like, we made this when we started. So anything that we made was like, oh, this shit's fire, and then you listen to it later on, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's kind
I
of
don't
cheeks,
know,
bro. But so like at the moment, like there was a couple songs that I did see potential in, and now that I'm better, not just as a musician, but as a producer, like working with the software and seeing what I can do with it. I feel like I've made the songs better. Like I've changed a lot of things. Like I changed lyrics, the melody of lyrics. I've like added some more dynamics into being like, hey, like we should bring this lower and then make it higher on this part, or like make the lead guitar shut up and then come back. Like little stuff like details.
Yeah.
But those little details, I think in a song come a really long way.
Yeah, they do.
And also like obviously the singing, since I've gotten better at it, I feel like I could be more dynamic with my voice, like not be so like monotone the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the reasons that Lena was saying, like, you know, put out your stuff as you have it, and then kind of like when you kind of go back to it and you're like, okay, we want to refine this, we want to do that, then at that point I think it'd be a perfect time to do an EP and just say, hey, this is our first EP, like, you know, this is what it is, and kind of go from there.
I think back of interview that Eminem did where he's like, I kind of try to do my stuff in like one take. I don't try to like overthink it. He just kind of lets it be when he's rapping. And he talks about how sometimes he doesn't know the lyrics to his own music, so he has to Google it. And then he's like, wait, why didn't I say this instead? Like, you can always find a way to nitpick at what you release.
Yeah.
Like I said, perfection is really hard to attain.
That's that man's own fault, though. He treats that fucking job like a job.
Yeah, and
That's his own fault.
And I mean,
But he's still a genius.
He is.
yeah, and I mean, sometimes we're also all too much into our own head, you know.
Yeah.
I do the same sometimes with this podcast. It's like, I think about things and then I'm like, I don't know. And then I think it's a good idea and then it's a bad idea.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, you think too much about that.
Yeah, so, I mean, it happens. It happens to everybody, you know. But if you release it along the way, you kind of can go back to it and say, oh, wait, why did I do this? And, like, maybe for another song, you know, I could do something else.
But it's nice to have a foundation. Like, you're going to obviously grow from it. And even though you think, like, oh, we could just do better on that song, you can always re-release it. It's what Taylor Swift is doing.
For
no,
me,
but she's doing it for way other reasons.
Yeah.
I know. For monetary reasons. I know.
For me, it's just nice to see how the song has progressed and grown.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, dude. I like my friend had a band when we were working together at a Starbucks. He had a band, and like I really wasn't involved with the band, but at some point like the drummer was basically kind of like the head of the band.
Oh, okay.
And then he would come to me and was like, hey bro, like what did you think about the show? Because I would go and I would support him, I would watch their shows and shit. And at some point, like, he started asking me for advice, and I'm just like, well, you know, I started giving him like little things, you know, maybe you should change this, maybe you should change that. And he's like, all right, cool. And yeah, they did him, and I would ask him after, like, hey, how did it feel? I was like, oh yeah, it would feel great. He was like, thanks, man. So I don't know, man. To me, I just like analyzing shit like that. And it's weird for somebody else to say, like, you like the business side, you know, when I like the fucking the
creative side.
Yes,
style,
I like the creative side, but you like the business side, and it's just weird to me. But also to what Flames Kid and Lena were saying, I just like if you release your songs as you make them, I just like to hear the progression, how they grow.
Yeah,
you know. Like, that's just my side to it.
It doesn't have to be like the final way you it's done.
It doesn't have to be a business move either. It could just be like a personal growth move, you know, because you get to hear those songs in social media anywhere. You can just find those songs anywhere if you ever want to hear them again. Yeah. You don't have to go digging through your old hard drives or wherever you store them. You know, you could just like, oh, let me go to Spotify and let me hear the version of this song. Boom.
Yeah. So. So kind of got to go on that. I'll give you one final example on this. You know, when I was in high school, there was a lot. Ska was a big thing in high school for us. So it was a big thing. There was a lot of people into it, and there was a lot of bands that were starting, you know, from scratch basically, and they would perform shows, you know, on weekends. You know, these illegal backyard shows and shit. But I mean, they were fun. And sometimes these bands would release music. You know, whether it was paid, whether you had to go, you know, whether you had to buy like the CD at the show or something, whatever it was.
$5 for the CD.
But the music was there. You know, they were releasing it, and this is before SoundCloud. This is before like Spotify, and
Back in the LimeWire days.
yeah. And I remember
The
that.
Soulja Boy days.
Oh my god. And I remember for that most of the time, like when I wanted to find like music by these artists, it was really hard.
Yeah.
Unless you went to the shows and you got the CDs and you ripped them because Chris didn't know what that meant. You ripped them.
Is that a serious thing?
Thank
That's a
you.
serious thing.
Wow.
You ripped them
Yeah.
to your computer. That's the only way you would get the music, or somebody shared it with you. So now that you have SoundCloud, you have all these things. These artists are uploading. The same artists that I would listen to are uploading to SoundCloud, Spotify. But now the versions of the songs are different. So I'm listening to the same songs that I would like back in high school, and I'm like, I don't like this shit.
But they're
Like,
they're more
But they're more produced.
yes.
So they sound a lot better. But I just don't like it
It
because
doesn't sound raw. It doesn't have that raw fucking feeling.
Yeah.
to it.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference.
There's certain bands that I used to listen to in middle school, and then they went back and reprised like certain songs, and they'll re-release it as a 2.0, and I'm like, no, it's not the same.
For example, let me guys give you an example. You guys love Rise Against, right?
Yeah.
So I'm 100% sure you guys know who Transistor Revolt was.
Revolt?
Oh Lord, please don't tell me you guys don't know
Don't
who. Tell me
insult me right
Transistor
now.
Revolt is.
No,
Are you
we-
fucking
I give up.
serious?
You know what? I'm canceling this podcast. We're
I'm
done.
done, dude. We're done.
We're done.
I'm fucking
anyways,
done.
okay.
Anyways,
We never
Transistor Revolt was what Rise Against was called before they were called Rise Against.
Yeah.
And they have demos of songs that they released as
As-
Rise Against.
No, as Trans.
No. They have demos that they released. They have demo songs that they released as Rise Against, but that they recorded as Transistor Revolt. Some of the versions of those songs are way better than the fucking Rise Against song versions.
Damn, I'm actually surprised I didn't
You
know
didn't.
that.
That's
'cause
what I'm saying. That's
I've
why I
done
was
a deep
100%
dive.
sure you guys knew who
Yeah.
Transistor Revolt was.
I have never gone into
Are
deep
you
dive like he has.
serious?
Yeah, they have
So,
really good
I'm-
music.
I'm
Oh,
surprised.
dude, their music is
When I got
so
to-
fucking raw, bro. If you love Rise Against, you'll probably love Transistor Revolt.
Okay, you know
Alright,
how
I'll
we
check
got
it
to
out.
know Rise Against?
How?
Through Guitar Hero.
I did too, dude.
We all did too.
Dude, no, not even Guitar Hero.
Re-education through labor.
No, I got to know it through Need for Speed Underground too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And Need for Speed.
They were also in SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
Yes, they
Yeah,
were.
they were.
Yeah,
they
they
were.
were.
They were.
Another game that we also owned.
Lena's
Oh,
like,
nice.
I didn't play video games, but I learned about Rise Against through a family member. So I'm pretty sure he was one that played video games,
Yeah.
and that's how he got into it. But
yeah.
he played it to me, and I was like, in my little emo phase, I'm like, you know what? They're badass. I like
Yeah.
this.
But anyways, the point I was
Check
trying
it
to
out,
make
check it
is that some versions of Transistor Revolt songs are better than the Rise Against ones
Now
because
we
they
have
just
something
sound
to
more
research.
raw.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah, dude,
That's
like
interesting.
literally, like go. You guys love Rise Against? Go ahead and listen to Transistor
All right,
Revolt.
that's gonna
It's
be on my to-do list for
amazing,
sure.
dude.
It's funny because like
This homework.
I've gone on a deep dive with them and I don't know why I never heard of that
You've
because
never- oh my
dude
God,
like I even know the names of all the members. They're all fucking vegans. They started in fucking
Yeah, I mean,
1999.
literally,
They're
dude.
like-
The only person I know is Tim McIlrath. That's the only guy I know. Everybody
Yeah.
else, like, I don't even know their names.
The other ones.
I love the band. I just
Bassist
don't know
is
their name.
Joe Principal.
Yeah,
Yo, Principal.
Joe Principal.
Joe Principal, motherfucker.
Brandon Barnes, the drummer, and
Yeah.
Zach Blair.
Yeah.
I knew Zach Blair
Yeah,
actually. Yeah,
he was in another band too. He was in Gwar.
he was.
He was in
was
Gwar.
in
He
Gwar.
was in
I
Gwar.
love
You
Gwar.
see, so I know some of the lore, but I don't know why I didn't know about that.
That's
Like-
wild. That's why I was like 100% sure you guys knew. That's why I said 100% you guys know Transistor Revolt.
Oh shit.
Damn, that shit went from
I didn't
100
wanna-
to 0 real
Bro,
quick.
I gave you guys a benefit of the doubt so fucking hard right
Damn,
there.
that's what I'm saying. Like I know about them. I'm surprised that just never came up.
Dude,
I don't
no,
fucking
no,
know.
it's wild, bro. But
It
it's
happens,
good
that
music, man.
happens.
It's good music.
Yeah, but all right. But going back to I guess the whole process of this whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I just felt like a lot of it was agreements with the band
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
like I don't want to throw like shade or anything, but I just felt like my drive it went like compared to my bandmates. I'm the one who kind of ended up falling in love with it more
Yeah.
because
That happens.
You're more
I-
passionate about it.
Yeah, and like I remember, like I had conversations with my brother where he's like, "Dude, like I see you like busting your ass like more than your bandmates," but I'm like, it's hard to be like, oh, like everyone have the same work ethic. 'Cause
Yeah.
not everyone is as passionate, and I get it. Like if it doesn't come naturally, I'm not gonna expect it, or I'm not gonna wait till like everyone is on board and then take it to the next step. And I don't see that as a bad thing. Like, cause I'm like, my bandmates now, they keep up with what we need. And I think that's fair, because that still takes time and dedication.
Oh yeah.
So, like I guess shout out to you guys. Super fucking grateful for everything that's like all the progress that we made.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a point that it was stagnant, because it was just like, since people weren't feeling the music anymore, it became kind of like this stall of like, where the fuck are we
Where
at?
are we going?
And
what do we need to do?
And for me, like, I was hella busy with school, as in getting better as a general musician, like, not just because like, because I took a songwriting class, I'd taken a bunch of production classes, I took piano.
You didn't do it for personal reasons. You did it to grow, or to help grow the band.
I think I did it for both. I did it for both, for sure. But when I was learning all that, I was thinking of the band. That's what I'm saying. Like, at this point, I think we're finally ready to move ahead. And I was thinking about that too. Like, probably release all the stuff we kind of have now on SoundCloud, and then the stuff that we're gonna publish, or like the final product, would be on Spotify.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because my friend's band, dude, like, I had a CD of theirs. I don't know what the fuck happened to it, but they have their music on SoundCloud, and I go and listen to that shit right there. Because, sometimes I just, for example, like maybe 3 weeks ago, I remembered about my friend's band. I was like, damn, man, I really like that song. I was like, oh, I can find it on SoundCloud. Went to SoundCloud, boom, I found it. Easy.
Yeah, I think that if you guys want to grow exposure-wise, I think that is something that you guys need to do. Yeah. Because, again, you guys play well live. It's not like an amateur band getting up there and playing. You guys play really well together. And I think that, if other people feel the same way we do, they're going to want to look you guys up, And with these days, it's a lot easier to promote yourself at shows, QR codes, logos, whatever. And especially if you're, naming your songs before you play them, people are going to, oh, yeah, he said the name of the song was this. Easy lookup, So I think that for you guys to continue growing, I think that you guys probably need to put more music out there. Yeah. Even if it's not SoundCloud, but, a YouTube video or something, I think that would help you guys out a lot.
Yeah, for sure. That's why, like, this year, like, I specifically, like, made it a deadline where it's like, I don't just want to be like, oh, we finally released something. Like, no, I wanted to be ready to be consistent. And that's why I'm like, now that I have a clear vision of what needs to be done, what our sound is more like now, I'm just like, okay, like, it's finally getting there. We're finally ready to move on with the stuff that we have, and now even creating new content as we work. Like, I'm not brushing off, getting our songs out there to work on new stuff. I'm just saying, like, in the process of doing that, we can finally kind of move on to new things, because there's a lot of other songs that, to me, like, we've made them, but it was the same thing of like, they're not something that we genuinely really fuck with. Yeah. So it's like, I literally have a whiteboard in my studio where it's like, oh, demos to work on, new song ideas. And on the left, I put the defectives. there's like 4 songs on there, and I'm just like, those are the ones that I'm like, I'm on a writer's block, but you know what? I'm gonna fucking move on. I'm gonna fucking move on.
You're gonna get to them when you get to them.
Yeah, bro. Like, they're like,
you have to wait for that spark of inspiration to get back into that mindset. You started it probably at some place in your head, and then you kind of moved on from it, and hopefully it's not in a bad place, but like, when you end up back in that same mindset, you're like, you know what? Let's finish this. We're gonna work on it. You're gonna tweak it up, and like, it'll be fine.
Sure. Don't completely disregard them. I mean, they're still there. That they could be potential. Even you and I have talked with Rice Against that one of their best songs, which one was it? That they actually said that they weren't sure if they wanted to release.
Oh, dude, it was Savior. They almost did not release Savior. They had an interview.
God, that song
with 98.7.
Really?
And they were like, he was iffy on it, and he's all like, I don't know if this is the one we want to release. And they're like, dude, that was the biggest fucking banger of all of them. Like,
that was the next big banger after Give It All.
They usually end shows
give it
with
all.
that song.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Savior.
And
And that's why you just never know. That's why you gotta test the waters.
Yeah,
And that's why don't
Whether-
disregard those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And,
So
and like you said, I think you mentioned it. I don't know if it was on here or not, but you mentioned like you'll just kind of have them saved. You're not gonna like delete them, get rid of them.
yeah, I mean, I still have
don't
the
disregard
files and
them.
all that stuff,
Just
like-
have them, and whenever you have some type of inspiration to touch back on those, then you can do that, and you can
Yeah.
always just fix it however you need to. And as you keep growing, you're gonna just keep getting more ideas on what to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Because like I said, like those there was a couple songs from like our first initial ones that I was like, I see good potential in this, and I really enjoyed them. And I was like, okay, let me rework it so it can be
Yeah.
better. Like biggest example was one of them. Before it didn't have a solo,
Yeah.
and the lyrics were very kind of like basic, and I was just like, you know what, let me work on this, and I ended up changing a lot of it. I ended
Yeah.
up even changing like the tones of the guitar, the bass line. I changed like the chorus by a lot. The whole like bridge section,
It's
I
a
like
whole new song.
like I scrapped it, and then I made an entire solo out of that section. So
Damn.
I was
Yeah.
like, it went through a lot, but now I hear it and I hear like the old version. I'm like I really fuck with this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's-
Exactly.
That's good. That's good.
It helps you hear personal growth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so even my friend Ruben that like before he wasn't on board with a lot of our content when like because he had left the band for a while because he wasn't like feeling it anymore. He wanted to explore some other stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I showed him the demo of that, he was like, "Oh shit, that sounds pretty badass."
I fuck
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, like he heard the solo and he's like, "You're not having vocals on that, right?" Like, no, like that's a solo, like.
Yeah.
Because before we did, there was a section where there was like a lead guitar playing. It wasn't like shredding or anything, but it was the lead guitar playing and it was vocals on top of it. And it kind of crashed. Like that was like the original version.
Yeah.
But then when he heard like the new solo, he's like, "Oh shit, that's pretty cool." And he saw that changes were being done, so like we joined back. And at that time, like we weren't going anywhere, so like that's why for me, I didn't take it personal or anything. It was just kind of
Yeah.
like so. And now that we're back on it, we've made changes. We have our solid foundation of our content. It's like, okay, let's get it recorded and let's move on. Like
Yeah.
we're finally, I feel, at that stage just because all of us have progressed. Like I said, me as a front man, I feel confident enough to be the front man now. Because before I was like, it was more like,
You're in the back.
yeah, it was more like fuck, like I need to be at that standard and I'm nowhere near it. And now I'm like, okay, I'm there, and I could only grow from there.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's been the big up and down journey of this project. But I'm very proud of it. I'm happy about it. It's my drive. Like I have stayed up fucking till 4, 6 in the morning producing like projects.
Yeah, I'll have
And-
arguments with him because I like after a little incident I have in February where I fell asleep on the wheel. I'm like, bro, you needed to at least get 6 hours of sleep. Like you not going to sleep at all and then going to work. Like I will get mad.
Yeah.
I'll get angry at him.
Those are arguments, and it's like, and like I don't get paid for that shit, and I still do it. You know, so
Yeah.
that's how I know that I
passionate.
really enjoy it. So it's
Yeah.
like,
That's
Yeah.
good, man. I mean, I'm glad that you enjoy it. You know, we enjoy listening to you guys play.
Obviously.
I know you guys have a show coming up on September
23rd.
23rd
23rd
in Monrovia, right?
Monrovia.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
the details for that will be in the description for this.
Yeah.
But
Noise.
you know, I'm glad, man. You know, we've seen you progress a lot from from your early stages. It's funny because I was looking at a video of you playing at your old house, and it was just
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Arias, and Ruben. I think. I don't think you had a
You were
drummer.
playing like "Are You Mine?" on
Yeah,
that
you were
fucking
playing
speaker.
something, yeah.
A fucking mosh pit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was watching
Those
that.
are
Like,
fun
damn, like you guys have come a long way, definitely. But I'm glad, man. You know, I like to see the progression. I like to see you guys grow, and obviously, I want to see you guys make it. You know, so there's still a
Thank
lot.
you, man.
You know,
Appreciate that.
of course, man. And I'm sure we all feel that way. But unfortunately, we've come to the last part of this podcast where we have to talk about what we just drank because I'm feeling it.
What?
And
Really?
oh yeah,
Oh,
And-
you
It's a
drink another
5.5.
805.
it's a strong 5.5. So let's get into the review of this beer, and we'll have Chris Cass start us off.
All right, hold up, guys. So,
Okay.
learning about this whole like the music industry side, I want to share an interesting story with you guys
Okay.
of something that I learned in my music business class. because we were going over trials to kind of go through the legalities that go within the industry.
Okay.
So, do you guys know Creedence Clearwater?
Sure
Yes.
For the people who don't know, they're the ones that it's like is that like that war song, the Fortunate Son?
Fortunate Son. Yeah.
It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one.
It's not
that
him.
Um,
It is not him.
hey,
that one.
for those who don't know, it's that Forrest Gump song.
There you go.
There you go.
But
Good
so,
morning, Vietnam.
Not that song.
anyways.
But yeah, I just had to sing it for people who just have no idea. But
No, it's fine.
Appreciate
basically,
it.
The main guy from that band is a guy named John Fogerty, and the way my teacher put it in that or in the article that she gave us, it was very clever because it was John Fogerty versus John Fogerty. The reason being is because they were signed under a record label.
Yeah.
And I guess they made a deal. They settled for I don't know, like the whole details of like what they were on.
Okay.
But basically,
I
like
see where this is
obviously the record label owned the rights to their music. John Fogerty was like, low key, this fucking deal is ass. he didn't like that shit, so he's just like, you know what? Like, I don't like how this publisher is treating us, and like I have no interest in staying. So he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna buy myself out of it, and I'm gonna go do my own shit. So he bought himself out of the deal, and now he was able to do his own stuff, go through another record label or work on his stuff. So he did end up releasing music, and so he went under just his name, John Fogerty, instead of the band's name. And I guess him and the other publisher, the one that was in charge of their music, had beef because of that deal. And he was just, and so fucking John Fogerty first made a diss track. Yeah, he made a diss track, so that just escalated things. And then after, he made a song called "The Old Man Down the Road," and it was very similar to another song by Creedence Clearwater called "Run Through the Jungle." I think it's somewhere around there.
Run through the jungle.
And
Yeah,
it's
that
funny.
one.
It's funny because.
So what is it? So what's the chorus in the other song?
The old man down the road. Like it was very similar. Like if you hear it,
Okay.
it's very similar. But the thing that amazes me was like, this guy was just starting beef because it was that, and then he made a track that was very similar, and things got escalated. So the publisher from Creedence Clearwater was suing John Fogerty, but it was
because it was his name on the contract, he was technically suing himself.
yeah, because
Right?
it's his own
Some shit like
content.
that? Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
technically, he doesn't have the rights to it. Like
Yeah.
that property isn't his.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it was John Fogerty versus John Fogerty, because it was like, it's a
Okay.
song that I wrote, and they're suing me for another song that I wrote.
So then, what was the verdict?
So what was fucking amazing? He's all like, "No, it's not the same song." And at court, he brought a guitar with him. He went on the stand and played both the riffs. And he's all like, "You see, this shit's different." And he fucking won, bro. I was like, bro.
So now taking that, is that why the same shit happened between Metallica and Megadeth with Mechanics?
Well, they didn't go to court for it though.
No, I know they didn't go to court for it, but I'm saying, like, is that probably why they didn't pursue it? Because they could see back at that trial, and they'll be like, well, they're just gonna do the same shit, so why even bother?
Maybe. I mean, for those who don't know, Metallica. Okay, so I'll give you a bit of backstory, so we don't dive in too much into this.
Yeah.
So Metallica, when they first started off, they had Dave Mustaine as their guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
And shortly after, maybe like after an album or two, he got fired from the band for being a drunk and being crazy.
Yeah.
So Dave Mustaine, in spite of that, started his own band called Megadeth, right?
Oh shit.
And in their first album, they released a song called Mechanics. Now, for those that know, Metallica's first album has a song called Four Horsemen.
Mm.
If you listen to the songs, Four Horsemen, it's a fast riff song. You listen to it, it's just it gets you amped, right? You listen to Mechanics, it's the exact same song, just more sped up.
Yeah.
The lyrics sound like shit, and it's the same everything.
The
literally.
song sounds like shit.
It's literally the
It's
same
shit.
song, but with the lyrics changed and with the music sounding a little bit different. But it's the exact same shit.
It's the exact same song, the exact same
Damn,
notes.
bro.
It's just played shittier.
Yeah.
But because Mustaine wrote it, he was entitled to redo it as Megadeth in his own way
Yeah.
because it was technically his song.
Okay. Yeah, that one. I mean, if they didn't sue each other or they didn't go to
No,
court,
they didn't go to court. Nothing
Yeah.
happened. But I'm just saying, like, maybe that's the reason why they didn't do it,
it
because
could be a possibility. But I mean, at the same time, maybe it was all just because like he was a member of it, and I guess like
yeah, they gave
Like,
him.
had
It
the
basically
rights.
let him keep his rights to his shit.
Yeah,
They weren't
'cause
being assholes.
I felt like this was more of a bad thing. And
Mhm.
in John Fogerty's case, it was he had
It's
beef
more a
against-
label thing.
Yeah, it was against a publisher.
Mhm.
Because I'm pretty sure. I mean, they didn't go into that detail, but I'm pretty sure the same bandmates were like, "Oh yeah, fuck you, dog." Like, it was the publisher that was going after John Fogerty. Yeah,
I forgot what the name of that the record company was called. It was funny. It had a funny name though.
I'm not sure.
If
to
I
be
remember,
honest.
I'll say it was something like fuck. I can't remember.
Look it up.
I just know that it had a funny name. Like, but anyway.
Funny name records.
No.
Yeah, but when I read that story, I was so amazed. I was like, this motherfucker got away with coming up with a diss track and then basically jacking one of his own songs, and he won. Like, I was like, dude, like,
Well,
that's
I mean,
a fucking alpha move.
it's kind of the same shit as like, I basically, the same shit that happened with Metallica and Megadeth.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
took his
for
own shit. It was
sure.
like, you know what, fuck you, I'm
Fantasy
taking
Records.
my.
Oh yeah, but
Like-
like it also puts into perspective of how much you have to know about like all the legalities, copyright stuff, and like the situations that you get in. Because there's been some settlements do that were fucked. Like people in
Oh yeah, dude. There's
in
a lot.
quote
of 'em.
unquote damages have paid tons of millions. And
Or the shit that what's his
Yeah.
name, Robin Thicke got away with.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the
that
one
shit.
that was another
That's the
He
one.
made no
yeah.
money off of that
Yep.
whole thing.
one. Yeah,
He
Good.
made no money.
yeah, because like
Cause he got away with it.
yeah, dude,
Motherfucker.
like it's just if someone else owns all that and it sounds similar, bro, like
Yeah.
there's a lot
Uh,
that could happen.
They
Yep.
tried to get Katy Perry like that for Dark Horse. There was this Christian rap guy who was saying like the beat that she took his beat, and they went to court, and the first judge ruled with him, so she lost so much money because of that. But if you listen to it, it's similar, but it's really not the same thing at all.
Mhm.
And so then she took it back to court because she was like, no, you know what? I need to fight this because it's ridiculous. And she won that second time. So they
So what did
they
she
reversed it.
countersue for? Because you can't double jeopardy.
I don't remember. I don't know all the details, but basically,
Technically, you can appeal.
I
You
think
can
I
appeal
think,
the decision.
Is that what
by-
it's called?
I think
Uh,
so.
Is that what she did?
You have like another judge take a look at it.
Oh,
because-
okay. Then
yeah.
I
No,
think
yeah,
that is
for
an
sure,
appeal.
for sure. There's some stupid ones, dude. Like there was one with I think one of the Beatle members.
Hmm.
It was a single that he did on himself, but it was like a.
Oh,
really
he was getting
old-
sued by the
It was an old group.
the
from
label, right?
Yeah, and it was an old group from the '60s. Like, I just forgot the name of the song.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
aren't they the Beatles from the '60s too?
No, well, I think probably even before, but
Well, they started off as the Fab Four, but there was already a band called the Fab Four, which is why they changed the name to the Beatles.
yeah, but no, this was
Mm.
like
yeah, this is probably a
definitely
different thing.
because like the other group was like kind of like a cappella women group.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like it was I really forgot the name, like Oh My Sweet Lord, something like that, by one of the Beatle members. Either way, like it was, I did hear the songs. It did kind of have a similar rhythm and all that stuff, but like the feel was definitely
It's a little
They
far
were
fetched.
different. And but like he got sued for millions for that, and I'm just like, sometimes
Unfortunate.
Yeah, sometimes I agree with it. Like definitely John Fogerty, like bro, that shit it was similar as hell, and he got away with it.
Did you start listening to more Credence after that?
Yeah, I actually did. And but other cases have been beyond stupid. Like I think they tried suing Judas Priest and Ozzy Osbourne
Four?
because some teenagers killed themselves while bumping like
those songs.
Yeah, and they're
that's
like,
dumb.
oh, it was an influence of all this. But then like they look back on the record like, oh, he had problems with drug abuse and like
Oh,
his parents would beat him. But I'm pretty sure that
His
had nothing
parents
to
would
do with.
beat him,
I'm like,
bro.
oh yeah, it was definitely fucking Black Sabbath. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's the way he vented, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were really stupid, and Judas Priest and Ozzy Osbourne like did not get any charges because that was just
that's
ridiculous.
a really far fetched.
Yeah, that's
Metal will live on.
hell yeah.
You can't kill the metal.
But yeah, I just want to share that because it's an interesting perspective on the business side
Yeah,
of music.
I've
so.
never heard of that. That was really interesting.
Yeah, when you got me with the John Fogerty versus John Fogerty, I was just like, whoa, what the hell?
What do you mean?
Yeah, but I mean, those are technically his songs. I get it, he was on a different label, but those are technically his songs.
Yeah, but it's just like if you don't
Yeah.
own the rights to it, it's
Yeah.
not. your
Well, that's the whole
music.
thing that happened with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That she didn't own the rights to her music.
Mm-hmm.
So the person that did sold them, and then she's like, "Well, fuck, I'm gonna redo them,"
Mhm.
you know. And
And that's what she's doing right now. She's
Yeah.
gonna release 1989.
I mean, dude, Metallica when they went on the podcast with the JRE, James Hetfield was on there, and he's all like, "Oh yeah, we're celebrating having our rights to our music because we didn't have the rights to them for 15 years."
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that's why they created the
was-
Blackened label, and now
Yeah.
every album they release, if you see it, it's off of Blackened, which is
Mm.
their own label, record
Okay.
label company.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, maybe nowadays because there's a lot more access to gear
Yeah.
and to I guess advertising your music and all that. It's not as known to be fucked over at record labels, but it's still a big thing because record labels have a lot of connections.
yep,
They also
That's
create
some-
contracts for so long that you really can't get out of it until you wait it
Yeah.
out. So, like I said, it's a good thing that you're learning about the business side as
Mhm.
well as having your creative part in your band.
Mhm.
So, hopefully, when the time comes, you at least have that stuff in mind and you can think good for whatever contract you plan to sign or even do it on your own because I see a lot of people do that too.
Yeah,
Like you said, it's more accessible now. And,
yeah, for
and
sure. Because gear back in the day was like hella expensive. Like there was like even like the interfaces we're using right now, there was no
there was
access
nothing.
to
Yeah,
that.
there was
Yeah.
either you get the
Yep.
professional shit or nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There
dude,
was there's no intermediate
that's
stuff.
true. That is
Mhm.
true.
Yeah, and
Very
it's-
true.
yeah, but that's true for a lot of things too, though. Like, you know, not just in the music thing, but
As time progresses, things start to get more accessible to people.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same thing with like cameras too. Like, you know,
Photography.
yeah,
is,
photography is a big difference than it was like even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a
For
bit.
sure.
It's changed a lot. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how we basically progress as a society. Sometimes
really
sometimes for
fast.
the best, sometimes for the worst. Though.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
That new NPC shit, nah. That, I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into that. Let's not get into that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. All right. Any final words, man, before we get into the rating?
No, really, just thank you guys for letting me share all this, and thank
No
you
worries,
for,
man.
I guess always being very supportive. Like I hella appreciate that shit. Like
Always.
No worries,
even
man.
from all our other friends and everyone who's like paid attention to this project that me and my friends have going on. Like it means a lot. So
No
yeah,
worries,
thank you
man.
guys.
Keep at it, man. You know, we're happy to support whenever we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just keep at it, man. The project is good.
If I'm being honest, man, you guys seem like you guys are in a pretty good place.
Mhm.
I don't know much about where you are, where you stand, you know, as much as you do because you're obviously involved
Mhm.
in it. But as far as I can tell, you guys are in a pretty good spot, and you know, you guys don't seem to be doing worse. So, you know, keep
Thank
it
you,
up,
man.
man.
Yeah, this last
it up.
show in
It's-
Fullerton was really good.
It's only progressing, is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys are definitely growing, and as much as downfalls or setbacks really suck, you have to just find a way to push forward with that, and I think you
Mhm.
guys have been able to do that. So I'm really proud of what you guys have been able to accomplish in just the 3 years that you guys have been a band.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
excited to see what comes next.
For sure.
Give
Yeah.
out your
we're-
ads one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for sure we're gonna at the end of this year, like it's a deadline for me to be like, let's get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Let's establish who we are and bring it out to the public. Oh, and yeah, and also to whoever listening, we're gonna have a show on the 23rd.
Mhm.
We're selling pre-sale tickets at $15. I think they're either 20 or 25 at the door. I forgot, but yeah, they gave us physical tickets, so just hit up any of the members. We have all the members on on our bio in the band page. Again, Lost_Paradigm. And yeah, if you guys want to go, it's gonna be at a bar in Monrovia called the Pour House. Pour as in you pour like a jug.
I was about to say you ain't gonna catch me there. Bro.
Yeah. It's in Monrovia, and we're going on. I think anywhere from 8 to 9:30. We're gonna have the specific time.
So anybody who wants to see you play, what time should they get there?
I would
ballpark it
7:30.
Yeah, I would say at latest 8.
Yeah,
'Cause-
but the details will most likely be linked onto the Instagram. So if you're interested in anything of Lost Paradigm, just find them on Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for the listeners, all the stuff that he's listing and saying will be in the description
Correct.
of this episode. So
Yeah.
that way you don't get lost or anything like that.
Yeah,
You guys can also show up even earlier than that because there's gonna be other bands.
Mhm.
Correct.
Obviously,
Yeah. Support your local bands.
It's basically like a local band showcase,
Yeah.
and it's like a bar/restaurant. So all
Sweet.
all ages are welcome. Like you,
nice.
yeah.
Awesome.
So
That's cool.
but yeah, we'll be updating as we go.
Okay, sounds good, man. So hopefully we hear. Hopefully we see the updates as they come.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris Cass,
What did I do?
this beer, man. What'd you think of it?
Bro, chill, relax.
I picked the
Take a chill
beer.
pill.
I picked the beer.
There you go. That's your job. Talk about the beer.
All right, well, let me talk about the beer.
Why you
go
guys
on
talking
and
so
on.
intimate, bro?
Well,
Should we leave the room? Nah.
Maybe he should. I like the beer. Good beer. Good beer. Nice beer.
What the fuck is it? A pet? Nice beer.
Tasted great.
Why do you sound scared of it, dude?
Nice little fella.
Nah, it was a great beer. I like the taste of it. I honestly didn't hate anything about it. I expected it to taste the way it does. It didn't. There was no curveballs, nothing. Like I kind of felt like it should taste like a blonde ale. I thought it was pretty smooth.
So it didn't disappoint. But
It didn't. No, it didn't disappoint, but it didn't wow me either.
Yeah.
You know.
It wasn't like I was expecting this. It's exactly what I got.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Precisely. So I guess overall I would give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
If we're asking about ratings, I don't know if we're doing 5
Oh,
or
yeah,
10.
Yeah.
doing that already?
So for the listeners, our ratings go from 1 to 5. Solid numbers. No more 0.5s because we used
No
to
more
do
point
that.
fives.
No, we didn't do that last time. We were doing just solid numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing solid numbers.
Yeah. So
We cut the total by half, so we don't have any points.
Okay.
Yeah, so out of 5 is just a solid number. And I guess I'll go next. So, overall design, I liked it. I'm a Descendants fan. I like the music. I like the taste of the beer. It's very one of those beers that you taste and you're like, fuck, like, I don't want to drink this. But then you keep drinking it and it's like, okay, I like it. That kind of beer. So I ended up drinking everything. It's an American blonde ale, so it's kind of in the same realm of the beers that I like drinking, which are usually lagers. It was an easy beer to consume. Honestly, I'd probably drink it again. There's probably leftovers in the fridge, so I'll probably drink them again.
It's not bad. It's a good beer.
Yeah. So out of 5, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5.
Wow.
I genuinely liked it. For me to like a beer that much, it's rare, but I actually like this beer.
I honestly only picked it because it had Milo on the front, and I recognized it.
Yeah. So it was good. What about you, Lena?
It is something that I can definitely drink. I don't want to say it's anything out of the ordinary. I feel like it's a little strong for this type of blonde ale, but I will give it a 2. I'm gonna give it a rating at 2 just because I feel like it had a little bit of a bitter aftertaste, and I don't typically get that with blonde ales, but it is a really good beer. So and as much as a 2 doesn't sound very good, I feel like it's not the worst. I just don't want to overrate it to like average when it's something that I probably wouldn't reach for again. But it was definitely an experience to drink this, and I'm really happy with this collaboration. So honored to have it. Don't know if I would repurchase it.
But it's got Milo on it.
I know, and that's probably why we might keep a can, just because it's so adorable. But yeah, it's not something like
That's fine. I mean, if
Yeah.
you don't, if it's not your
It
cup of
wasn't
tea,
one
it's
of
not your cup of tea.
it wasn't one of my favorites for sure, but it wasn't bad. Like I definitely drank it way faster than
Any of the other ones
yeah,
we've
pretty
recently had?
much. Recently,
Dang.
yeah. Like I was able to drink it comfortably, but it's just something not like I can have once, but I probably want to drink a few of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Hugo 3?
Three Jizz.
Z.
I didn't want to say it. I was just gonna say Hugo 3.
No, I'm gonna say it.
Well, it's Hugo 3 G Z. Do I need to
Get
spell
it
it out?
straight,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, so put it
Jesus,
together.
like-
3 Jizz.
Come on. You're not
So-
helping his case, Lena.
Hugo
I
Jizz.
apologize.
The way that Lena described it, like it's not a bad beer, but I give it a 2. Then unfortunately, I cannot give it a 2. I'm gonna have to give it a 1. I honestly,
shit, you in lower.
yeah, it's because I was gonna go for a 2, but then Lena saying I give it a 2, and it's not a bad beer. I didn't like it at all.
Okay.
But I don't want to straight up give it a 0 because it's a beer that okay, I finish it, it's all right, but I will not get it again. It does have a very big aftertaste. It's too much for a blonde ale. I honestly thought it was an IPA.
And it's funny because that's coming from somebody who likes actually drinking IPAs.
No,
You.
you know that when it comes
Nah,
to IPAs,
he doesn't like drinking IPAs.
when it comes to
Wait.
IPAs, it's an acquired taste.
Wait.
And there's very specific ones that I do like, but most of
Yeah.
them I don't. You know that IPAs,
Well,
most of them I don't.
What about
like.
that one that you do, like the California thing?
That's not California Creamin'.
California
It's not
Creamin' is
a-
an
it's
IPA.
not
Is that an IPA?
It's,
It's
a
an
very
IPA.
smooth.
Oh.
pale
It's like
ale.
a
take it
cre-
back.
It's also very creamy.
It's
Yeah.
very sweet actually. That one's even a 4.5, I think. It's a
Yeah.
low.
I
It's a
take
low.
back what I said. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that one is definitely not an IPA. So, yeah, this one, since Lena gave it a 2, then I'm like, I have to give it a 1.
All right. Fair enough. What about you? I mean, I'm gonna call you Christian Alexander because
It sounds
it
dope.
sounds good to me.
I
So,
actually
All right,
like
bug
it.
it,
I like
bug
it.
it.
All right,
Yeah.
Rob Zombie.
what do you think of the beer, and what's your overall rating out of 5?
I think it was interesting because I'd say because I've drank IPAs before and some of those are really strong. Like I don't know why, but my vision of like a strong IPA is like it tastes like fucking soap. That's what I take on it.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. I can't say you're wrong, bro.
I would say
I've
this
had that
one-
feeling sometimes.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know why. It's like when I say sparkling water tastes like TV static.
That's a good perspective.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I know they're very fucking like distinctive like perspectives on it, but that's my take on it. For this one, I do really like the can. I love like digital designs like this.
Mhm. It's nice.
Yeah,
It's
like,
cool because he's holding the beaker from their not their most recent album, but from their 2016 album, which was I think their comeback album.
Mm.
So that's a good little reference right
Oh,
there.
nice. I personally don't know much about them, but that is a
Yeah.
good detail for the fans, like little stuff like that kind of
Mhm.
So yeah, and then like the color scheme, how it blends into like the black. There's like chrome kind of like outlining that goes into the actual can too.
Yeah.
Like I think the design is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I kind of agree with Lena because I feel the same way. It wasn't a bad beer, but it's not something that I would pick up again.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, it was pretty bitter, but I mean, I downed it. I enjoyed it. It was cool. I'd say I would also give it a 2,
Nice.
just cause yeah, I'd say it's not as bitter as a heavy IPA. It wasn't there,
Right.
but it did give me that kind of like flavor too.
What's
so I'm
interesting
like,
is that I guess the taste, you gave it a visual. So it's like, oh, it tastes like soap, and like sparkling water tastes like static. So something you can actually see the taste.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. I remember you saying once though that there was an IPA that tastes like sote, which is a big ass bottle of soap. The Mexican
That's-
big ass bottle of
that's,
jabon sote.
Lena's favorite. So
I can get out any damn stain with that thing.
She needs at least when she talks about bricks, she's talking about zote.
Oh, right.
She said, let me get 2 bricks. Let me get 2 bricks of zote. real quick."
you guys haven't seen that meme where it was like, "Quiero ser tu papa," and then
Sote?
Papazote.
nah, man.
But yeah, that's my take on it. I'd say it's not as heavy as like the I guess
Like a typical IPA, because it's not
Yeah.
an IPA, but it has
it
similar
leans
notes.
on it
Yeah,
leans
yeah.
on like on
Like,
that
It,
side.
it lingers.
of
The
that
taste
flavor.
lingers like
Yeah.
an IPA. It's
Yeah.
very bitter. I understand.
So yeah, final score for me is a 2.
All right.
Nice.
So then, with all of our scores being tallied up, and then
Hugo is a hater.
yeah, and then divided by 5 because it's 5 of us, we have an average Happy Time rating of 2.4. So it's on the lower end, yes, but
I don't
No,
know.
I think it's reasonable. For the guy that picked the beer, I think it's reasonable.
yeah, I mean, to me, the beer was good. I could drink another one and I'd be fine. Now, back to your guys' point, would I pick it up again? It'd be tough,
Maybe not even just pick it up. Like, would you really purchase it? Like,
Yeah,
I would, but only because it's got Milo on it.
Yeah, there's a
There you go.
difference between like, okay, you see at the sign, because I like you guys touched on the design. I didn't
Yeah.
even mention it. I went completely on the taste.
Yeah,
Again, also because I don't really know the band either that much.
Yeah.
So I would have seen them like, okay, I know there's about a band, but other than that, I wouldn't know.
Here's another little tidbit. It's an American blonde ale, and they have a song called "American," as to say American.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
So going just off taste, like Luis said, you wouldn't actually go out of your way to look for the beer and buy it.
Mhm.
no,
I think that's what really makes it a good beer, an okay beer, and a bad beer. Is the one you avoid, one you say like I might get it, I might not, and one you actually look for it.
yeah, and
So then, which one is this one?
Well,
Is
for
this
me,
the one you avoid, or is this the one you
no,
say?
Yeah, to me, I'll avoid this.
yeah. I mean, like I said, it's an acquired taste for certain beers, and for me, I just wouldn't pick it up again. I like it, and would I go out of my way to go pick it up again? No. But if somebody handed it to me and say, "Hey, this is all I got, drink
You'll
it,"
drink
Oh,
it,
happily.
yeah, I'll
happily.
drink it. Yeah.
If it's available, sure, I'll drink it. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't repurchase it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, and Christian Alexander letting us know about his band, his tribulations, and everything they've gone through up to this point, and about their upcoming show, we're gonna go ahead and bid you adieu for tonight. I've been Flames Kid.
I've been Lena.
I've been Chris Cass.
I've been Hugo.
Hugo
And
Three
I've
Jizz.
been Christian Alexander, and it was a pleasure being here.
Oh, we're
Nice,
happy
man.
to have you.
Happy to have you, man.
Always.
And we're happy to have you again whenever you're available.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and bid you adieu. Good night.
Oh, Lena, your last.
Yeah. Last tidbit.
Oh.
Always drink responsibly. Never drink and drive. Hope everyone has a good next few couple days.
Oh, and happy
weeks.
Labor
We'll
Day.
see.
Yeah, happy Labor
Oh,
Day.
yeah, happy Labor
Oh
Day.
yeah. By the way, this episode's gonna be called Briskets and Brews because I'm smoking a brisket. So
Briskets.
just letting you guys know.
Eat your heart out, audience.
Briskets and Brews. All right. Good night, guys.